What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Macho Movie Madness.
Ooh, yeah.
I am Brandon. Alongside me always is Andrew. Today we got Brad back with us again, Andrew's brother. We are going to tackle, well, a three-way versus.
Yeah, it's been not so long. Last year, I think we did a three-way versus.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
And this time it's the best of the worst, I guess, if you will.
So some of our favorite Warehouse B movies.
If you will. Deadly Prey versus Samurai Cop versus Hands of Steel. All right, we are going to attempt to find the best of the worst, I guess, or the worst of the best. I don't know what this is going to be a shit show. So, Deadly Prey versus Samurai Cop versus Hands of Steel, three-way versus. We got Deadly Prey, came out in 1987. Director David A. Pryor. I don't know if he's got any prior.
I've not looked at
priors or not.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. Amir Shervan is the director of Samurai Cop, came out in 1991. And Hands of Steel is the oldest of all three in 1986. Sergio Martino, something like that, is the director. Is there anything we want to say before we get into these categories? We have a long category. We've actually got a long list of categories for this.
Yeah, we've got like 9 categories today. This versus, if you go back to Warehouse B, we've covered all these movies, and these are the ones we had the most fun with.
Yeah.
And so we thought, it'd be fun to just throw them up against each other and see what the hell happens.
Exactly.
So,
okay.
I don't know if you asked for it, but you're going to get it.
Nobody wants it. We're just giving it to them anyway. They're taking it, and they're gonna like it. Do you like what you see?
Do you want to touch what you see?
Do you want to touch what you see?
I need bigger.
Hey. So, Brad has some notes. He's gonna probably rant a little bit about these movies, and that's fine. Do you want to do that before?
Yeah,
as we go
I don't know. I thought I had a good relationship with my brother, and then he had me watch a couple of these movies, and I'm not so sure how he feels about me.
I swear they're good, man. You're going to love them.
Yeah.
I swear. Just trust me. You'll have fun with them. This is the difference between Brad and Andrew.
Yeah, trust me. Never again.
Yeah, never again. So usually we have about 5 categories or so, and usually are pretty typical. Sometimes we'll change them up a little bit depending on the type of movies we're watching, horror movies, stuff like that, action movies. These are all action movies, sci-fi action movies. And we've got 9 of them today because there's just too much shit to talk about and craziness. So we're going to see if we can go through 9 and see how they stack up against one another, what wins each category, and the most wins gets the, I don't know, there's no fucking prize.
I'd say next time we do a Warehouse B and we get like a 4 out of 5, we'll call it the Mike Danton Award or the Paco Querac Award.
Yeah, there you go.
Joe Marshall, something like that.
Categories we've chosen for today is story, setting, acting, action/kills, which is pretty standard for our verses. We've added score this time around because there's plenty of score to go around for these movies. Protagonists, antagonists, best protagonists and antagonists, love interests, and what the fuck factor, WTF factor, because there's a lot of that in these movies also.
Because if you've seen these movies, you know why.
You would know why. Yeah. If you haven't seen these movies, I highly recommend you do so. Please do so and come back and watch this because it would make way more sense to you. And I know you'll never get these hour and a halves back, this 3.5, 4 hours back. So let's get going, I guess. If you don't have anything to say, we just want to talk along the way, we can do that. Like, cause we're gonna have plenty of opportunities, I'm sure, with these categories.
Yeah.
Starting off, number 1, story category. What's got the best story out of these 3 dog piles? Do you want to run them down real quick? Can you do that? You're the story guy.
Okay, so in Deadly Prey, it's to take on the most deadliest game. These guys kidnapped the wrong guy to hunt for training, and so
the wrong guy
taking them all out.
Yeah.
And then in Hands of Steel, it's all kinds of different things. It's a cyborg movie. It is an arm wrestling movie. It's a shooting rockets out of a shotgun type movie. That's all I'll say about that.
Yeah.
If you take Terminator, Blade Runner, and Over the Top,
Yeah.
And mashed them all together.
Yeah. In a really crappy package.
Yeah. You get Hands of Steel.
Yeah.
And then Samurai Cop is you got Samurai Cop Joe Marshall taking down the Katana Gang.
Yeah.
And
the Katana Gang.
Yeah.
Which means Japanese sword.
That's a Japanese gang if you didn't know.
I speak fluent Japanese.
Yeah. So, and there's no, I guess they're all direct to DVD, or VHS, video, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if there's what the budgets are on these things. I couldn't find budgets. I couldn't find anything like that. With that said, what do you guys think? Let's break it down. What's the best story out of these three?
What you got, Brad? We'll put you right on the spot.
Hands of Steel. I mean, it's got a plot.
It's got a plot.
It's got a plot. I think it could have been a little more interesting if they would have included some of the
stuff from the beginning.
Yeah, some of the stuff from the beginning. It gets lost.
Yeah.
In the middle of the film, and it just becomes like we're chasing the cyborg film.
Yeah, they're trying to.
While he's just hanging out at a bar, arm wrestling. By the way.
Yeah.
And they're having a hard time finding him, but. The mega corporations that are taking over the world can't find the cyborg at the bar who's arm wrestling.
Yeah.
Everyone in the county.
Yeah.
And
if you lose, man, you get snake bitten.
Yeah.
Venom shot right in your hand. Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
That was my favorite plot of the three.
I am torn between that and Samurai Cop because I really like Samurai Cop as well because it's just bonkers and you know me, I'm the sci-fi. Well, now you got two sci-fi guys on the channel.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. But I love Hands of Steel, but I think I might just play devil's advocate here and take Samurai Cop because I do like what that movie's about.
Right. And by the way, also mention that this is all pretty much off the cuff. We don't, Brad's got some notes. We got some stuff in our heads, but as far as picks go, we did not do anything prior to that because we just came up with these categories like right before I pressed play. So, or record. So anyway, I'm going to go with, not Samurai Cop, but Hands of Steel on this. Just barely edges that out. Deadly Prey. It's just so much. There's nothing there, man. Like it's just killing. It's just a guy running around killing everybody. Yeah. And while that's fun and entertaining and the things that are happening, there is not much of a story.
And halfway through the movie, he just gets tired of it and goes home.
Yeah. He literally he just literally goes home from it. Well, it's crazy. They captured him.
Kind of tired. I guess
and
I'll go
escapes.
home now.
He kills people. He escapes, and he just goes home. And I guess is that where he finds out that the woman is gone?
The henchwoman's there.
Yeah.
We've got your wife.
Yeah, we got your, so he's got to go back again.
Yeah.
Like it's just crazy, nonsensical. Like, I don't understand. Anyway, and Samurai Cop's all over the place too. It's really all over the place, but it does have a little bit of a story.
Yeah.
Taking down the Katana. But Hands of Steel 100% feels like
a more fleshed out idea.
Yeah, for sure. It just executed in a very B-movie way.
Yeah, I can dig it.
Yeah. So Hands of Steel takes story. Easy enough. All right, let's move on to setting.
Hands of Steel.
Hands of Steel.
It's Arizona. Everything's pretty. It's right outside of Page, where the Horseshoe Bend is. And
the other two movies are both Los Angeles, aren't they? Is Samurai Cop?
Yeah.
L.A.?
It's L.A. And then Deadly Prey is shot like 70 miles outside of LA.
Yeah, just outside of LA.
Yeah, so they're just like in the woods.
Yeah.
Somewhere, just whatever.
And Samurai Cop, the setting is just whatever dilapidated building they could rent for $50 for the day.
Yeah.
Is basically, there's a doctor's office.
Yeah.
I think they may have reused it a couple times, like once for the
police station.
and
probably just different parts of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really I feel like the movie was made for $1,000.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah.
Amir, we salute you for whatever.
Yeah, the coke budget and the steroid budget for that movie was probably more than
I guarantee than anything
the production.
Yeah, and the extras that come along with that.
Yeah.
But Hands of Steel. I would probably go Hands of Steel myself.
Yeah,
too.
it's a pretty movie.
It is a pretty movie, and it just seems like they actually had a little bit of money to give you more scope there, and everything seems like it was a little more put together.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely, and maybe it's not fair because it is out of all three, it is definitely something that you could tell they at least tried to do something.
Yeah.
It's Hands of Steel for me
as well. So it's a 3-way sweep here for that. Easy enough. Okay. Well, acting's the next category.
Oh no.
I can tell you.
What can you tell us about acting in these movies?
Sounds like you're lost for words.
It's all bad. The acting is all bad in all these movies. Yeah. I feel like I could do a better job. I'm pretty sure some of our coworkers could do a better job.
I will say, I'm going Hands of Steel again on this one, but I really want to go Samurai Cop on this one just for Captain Romer.
Yeah. You almost want to give it that opposite effect here, where you're I'm voting for the worst.
Him in Washington.
Yeah. The stupid facial reactions, dude. I feel like Hands of Steel is better.
Yeah, I think we're finding out which is the best B movie we've done on the channel.
I'm gonna have to go Hands of Steel for sure.
For acting.
Well, I'm not going to pick Deadly Prey. It's
There is no acting in there.
No,
there's just grunting and there's a few lines here and there.
I thought the Colonel guy or whatever, Colonel Hogan, he was okay.
Yeah,
like for nothing. Cameron Mitchell, the guy who's reading a cue card over the other guy's shoulder.
Yes,
he's got this long drawn out speech.
Yeah,
cracks me up.
Yes, yeah.
But yeah, I feel like you've got some actual actors in the other one. John Saxon is the bad guy.
Yeah.
John
Saxon. Well, and
Daniel Green.
Daniel Green.
Yeah.
He went on to do actual movies.
Yeah.
He did other things. Not the biggest things, but he did. You've seen him in several movies, even if they were just like small characters. His biggest character that I can remember is probably Dickie from
Me, Myself, and
Irene. Yeah, he's Dickie. That's pretty much it.
I love George Eastman in this movie.
Yeah.
When I break your arm, you're going to be wiping your ass with your nose.
But that's a pretty easy choice for me. Hands of Steel.
Yeah.
So
that's up 3-0 now.
Yeah, 3-0, just like that.
It's not looking good.
No. Okay. Action/kills. And I feel like if we did kills alone, it would probably go to Deadly Prey because there's so many of them.
Yeah.
They're so ridiculous. So we decided to include everything in there. What I do know is that action and kills will not go to Samurai Cop for me. Yeah. I think there's some good stuff in there. Well, bad stuff, but entertaining stuff, funny stuff, but not great. So I feel like I'm leaning. Hands of Steel's got a lot of action.
It does. Well, shooting rockets out of shotguns.
Yeah, I mean, I laugh. Don't get me wrong, I love it. I love it, but it's stupid. Like that's one of the most egregious things I've ever seen in a movie.
You got anything to add to that one?
Samurai Cop, the last 20 minutes of Samurai Cop is just pure action.
Yeah.
And a pretty good action set piece.
Yeah.
Deadly Prey has some really good kill spots in it. So there's some great things where he's coming up out of leaves and debris to assassinate people, coming up out of water. But it's all stuff we've seen in Rambo.
Yeah.
Better. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like they took Dangerous Game and Rambo and smashed them together, and this is what came out of this movie. So anything you do see in Deadly Prey that is cool has been stolen from someone else.
Yeah.
Almost frame for frame.
Yes.
There's a scene in Hands of Steel that I love where he's fighting a guy with a helmet on, and he takes his hands and just crushes the dude's head in the helmet.
Yeah.
At that point, I was won over. But yeah, the rocket launcher shotguns was egregious. I laughed out loud while I was watching it. It was so comical.
Our favorite action scene from that movie, of course, is the bar fight.
Yes.
Where he throws the roundhouse, falls through with the back
he throws
fist.
that backhand. It hits literally nobody. Hits nobody. The guy already fell down like an hour ago.
My goodness.
Yeah, that was amazing. It's kind of I don't know if it's I don't think it's a toss-up, but Deadly Prey does have a little bit of a chance here just because of the kills. But you're right, they're not. They've been done better elsewhere.
And Samurai Cop, I like it. It's fun. You'd left the room earlier. Remember, Brad were laughing about the black henchman that's hiding behind the tree, and he's like slowly falling down.
Yeah.
A++.
I really hate to just keep giving Hands of Steel stuff at this point, but it is what it is.
I honestly think, even though it's a copycat, I think I am going to go Deadly Prey. on this one.
Yeah, I could almost go Deadly Prey.
The scene where he cuts the guy's arm off and beats him, the guy who shot his wife.
I can't believe nobody's brought that up.
Beats him absolutely to death with it.
That's true.
You see in every Warehouse B opening.
Yeah, we put that in there.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that was so crazy to me. Like, I don't have to have, I do like more positive endings, especially if the characters have been through a lot.
Oh, it's so bad.
But, every now and then a bad ending, I do like John Carpenter movies, so it's not that I hate bad endings. Yeah, to have a character go through so much, to do all that only for his wife to get captured and then killed, shot point blank at the end when he was dealing with somebody else. Like, they just went ahead and shot her.
Yeah.
And it did lead up to the awesome scene where he cut his arm off and beat him to death with it. But it's still like, that's just wild to me.
Yeah.
Like, that's egregious in itself.
Yeah.
Like, why would you do that?
I'm sure that'll get brought up when we get to WTF factor at the end of this.
Well, yeah, I guarantee it.
Yeah.
So, but I will say, yeah, I could almost give it to Deadly Prey just because there's a lot of cool kills.
Which way are you going?
I'm going to go Hands of Steel. If you guys feel Deadly Prey's
I like them both, but
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do Deadly Prey. DED dead.
Might as well be.
Let me write that the correct way.
There's a lot of times in these verses I'm out here by myself, so I feel
I'll give Deadly Prey, just because there are really good kills in the movie, even if they've been redone, like you'd mentioned.
Yeah.
And I don't want to just give Hands of Steel everything, because Deadly Prey is pretty fun in that, in just the amount of kills. That's pretty much all I've got for it, though. It's not like there's much saving grace in that movie other than just to watch him kill people. Yeah. I was really pissed when they killed his wife. Like, that's just something you don't do in a movie like that. Like, and I'm not even saying that you can't break a few rules every now and then.
Yeah, right.
But that's the stupidest thing you could have done after everything else in this movie you've done.
Yeah.
You should have just leaned into, this is a one-sided kick-ass movie where this guy's just obliterating everybody who chose to play the wrong game with him. You know what I mean? But no, you still fucked him over anyway.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's crazy to me. That's just crazy to me. Anyway, so Deadly Prey is going to take that one though, just because I said so.
It's wild.
Because it really came down to me. Score is the next category, number 5.
You've got some Super Nintendo style music in Samurai Cop.
Yeah. And that's exactly why I'm picking it.
Are you really?
Yeah, I am, because it's just, dude, it's outrageous. It's outrageous, and I love it.
Yeah,
like, that's one of the best things about the movie is just the overall music and the feel. It's just so stupid.
I'm going to be honest. I was so mesmerized by that guy's chin and jawline that I think you guys know which character I'm talking about. That I missed the music on that movie.
Oh, you're talking about Robert Z'Dar.
Yeah.
Who plays the bad samurai?
Yeah.
That's
right. He had some kind of condition which made him that way.
Yeah.
He's also in like Maniac Cop, which we probably need to cover at some point.
He's a odd looking creature. Yeah. But then you have to switch it up too, because like 1 minute you have the Super Nintendo style scene, like these music, and then the next minute, like during the making love scenes, you've got just softcore porno music.
Yeah.
I mean, and it was just and we love to joke about this, but it's amazing how in one scene in this movie, in multiple scenes, you could take a scene and you could tell they were shot on different days or at different times, or they've changed something because the cutbacks from the characters that they're talking to, all of a sudden the lighting in the room changes.
Yeah.
And it's terrible.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the video quality, sometimes it's just straight up the lighting.
Yeah.
The best shot scenes in this movie, in Samurai Cop, are the sex scenes. They are straight up the best lit, the best quality, the best sound, like everything.
There's something wrong with that.
Yeah, it's like whatever you do, make sure you get the good camera so we can show this naked girl.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't care about the Japanese people talking.
Or maybe they had a second unit director who actually knew what he was doing.
Maybe. That may have happened during the reshoots or something. I don't know.
Yeah, when they're walking on the beach and he's in a Speedo Yeah, those are all filmed really well, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, right. So I feel like they just blew their entire wad on those scenes. They shot them. They were so excited they shot those scenes first, and like, fuck, we don't have a movie. Go get your camera from home, and we'll shoot the rest of this film. And then they're like, well, we got to do callbacks, and the guy cut his hair by that point, and then they had a terrible wig. Oh man. Okay, so I'm gonna go Samurai Cop.
Yeah.
What do you guys go with?
So I was breaking down all the music in Deadly Prey. You get a lot of do like with a lot of reverb on the drums.
Yeah.
A little bit of a Rambo type motif going on. But in Hands of Steel, you've got like a full-fledged like sci-fi score.
Yeah. It's good.
And
it's good.
I like the main melody, and I like kind of the arcade da-da-da-da-da-da thing.
Yeah.
I'm going Hands of Steel.
I mean, you get this in Samurai Cop to the dan-dan-dan.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I'm Hands of Steel on this one also, but I think that's more me being a sci-fi fan than anything. It fits well in that genre. Blade Runner, Terminator.
Yeah.
It's not.
It does.
It's not as good as those movies score wise, but it's in that ballpark.
I've actually been out on a walk and listened to that isolated, just the whole score, and it's pretty good.
Yeah. Hands of Steel takes score. Protagonists.
Best good guy.
Best good guy. If there's multiple.
You got Mike Danton in one. Looks like he does look like Jim Hellwig, but in some shots.
Yes, he does. In some shots, he looks like the Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah, in some other shots, he looks like Christian Bale with blonde hair.
Yeah.
Then, of course, you've got Joe Marshall, the samurai cop.
Yeah.
And you've got Paco Cuerac, the Italian guy.
Yeah. Yeah, the Italian guy. I think I'm gonna have to go Samurai Cop on this. The buddy cops. I'm taking the buddy cops on this one.
Yeah, I forget you got Frank Washington there too.
Yeah, I don't even give a shit how bad they are. That just the overall look of these two. It just seems like I don't know. Just him walking around in a leather jacket with tight pants.
Yeah,
and long hair. I'm going with Samurai Cop.
He's definitely got more personality.
Yeah. Yes.
Than the other characters,
and I know that Paco's not supposed. He's a cyborg. Yeah. He's not supposed to, but still, that's what I'm going with.
Yeah. I can dig it. I can go that way too.
Yeah,
I'd like all three of them. Probably Danton the least of the three.
Yeah,
but I can go Joe Marshall.
Okay, all right. So Samurai Cop gets one.
It's on the board.
It's on the board.
So what do we got?
Well, 4 Hands of Steel. And 1 Deadly Prey, 1 Samurai Cop.
Three categories left.
3 categories left.
So they got a chance to tie it at least.
Yeah, then we'll have to figure out a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
If one of them does. Well, I don't know if that's going to happen though. That's okay. So antagonist is the next category.
Antagonist, you got John Saxon and his henchmen in Hands of Steel. You've got the Katana Gang, including Robert Z'Dar in Samurai Cop. Mm-hmm. And then you get to Deadly Prey. And you've got Colonel Hogan and the sunglasses guy. Yeah. And I think I'm going to go Deadly Prey on this one as well. Because even though, they're not as good at actors as John Saxon, they are completely diabolical.
Yeah.
Shooting Danton's wife.
I will give you that. They are diabolical.
Yeah, for sure. The one guy, I can't remember the henchman's name that gets his arm cut off, but he's shooting his own men.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they don't make him happy. All right, I'll go with Deadly Prey. I like that. What would you choose?
I think my pick would have been Samurai Cop.
Samurai Cop?
Yeah.
I was right. I was close. I was right there close.
Yeah.
We chose Deadly Prey and Brad died inside just a little bit.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
I'd go Samurai Cop for sure. Other than you made a good point about just being absolutely diabolical.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they are all the way to the end of that movie. They're at least consistent.
That's true. They are very consistent.
Yeah.
Speaking of not consistent, love interest. Well, we all know, we've talked about it, Deadly Prey, the love interest dies. Doesn't mean she can't be great, but she did.
Yeah.
She isn't, though. By the way, she isn't great.
No, she's not great.
This is where I probably differ, because everybody's like, I can't believe she got killed at the end of that movie. And whenever I saw her get killed in the end of that movie, I was like, oh, good, I don't have to listen to her try to act anymore. So that's a good point, too.
She did scream a lot, badly.
Yeah. And the interaction with her and her father when they're trying to figure out what they need to go do to save her boyfriend or husband, that's pretty rough to watch. It's pretty jarring acting.
Yeah.
You got Linda and Hands of Steel, who runs the Roadhouse.
Yeah.
And then Samurai Cop, you've got all kinds of.
You got all kinds of.
Yeah.
That dude
Take
is
your pick.
swarming in it. That dude's swarming. Good, bad, don't matter.
Yeah. The one girl,
The nurse.
he tells her, she tells him, I'll keep it warm for you. He goes, yeah, you keep it warm.
Yeah, you keep it warm. He just kind of looks at the camera, breaks forth one laugh, like, hey. Did she end up dying in that?
No, they poured grease on her stomach. I think they all walked off and left her alive.
Just left her. Okay, that's right. Yeah. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
She was a good looking cop. That's too good looking to be a cop.
So Linda is an actual fairly well written character, or you've got like these 3 or 4 bimbos over here on Samurai Cop, which
I don't see anything wrong with your argument.
Which are better looking, but
Yes, but they're terrible.
they're terrible actors. Terrible.
Yeah. I would have to go to Hands of Steel.
Yeah, Hands of Steel wins that category.
Which I mean would for sure take any chance of anything winning after that.
Yeah.
But
She's the only endearing female character that you care
100%.
about in any of those movies.
it's pretty clear when you watch these movies, not just listening to us, that Hands of Steel is a far better movie.
front to back.
Yeah.
Which doesn't mean we can't have fun with this last category, WTF factor. Hands of Steel's got a lot of WTF moments. You know, the rocket launchers and the rockets being propelled, foam-looking ones out of shotguns is pretty terrible.
Yeah. Cyborg on cyborg action.
Cyborg on cyborg action.
Terrible.
Pretty terrible.
Yeah.
Acting not good at all. We got a backhand into a guy that wasn't there. You got snake bites after losing on an arm wrestling.
Yeah.
Which is the most outrageous random 80s thing I've ever seen. just random competitions of arm wrestling in a bar, completely separate from the real plot. Yeah. Not even a good subplot, but for some reason I dig it.
Yeah. And what did I tell you? That was Raul was the guy from the Barbarians.
Yeah.
Arm wrestling.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. Yeah, he's got a thing for arm wrestling.
Yeah, apparently.
Is it the same director of this movie?
I don't know.
It's Sergio Martino.
No, that was a different director for the Barbarians.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
I love the scene too when we're going, what in the world is when he's describing the weapon he was hit with. The Revolutionary, it wasn't particularly large. It was very, very hard. Love it.
Then on the other hand, you've got Samurai Cop, which has got a lot of WTF moments. A lot.
Yeah.
But you have to chalk those WTF moments up to the writer and director who doesn't know what he's doing. They didn't have a budget for shit. They picked really bad actors.
Yeah.
So I mean, he spliced together things weird, edited things together weird. You know, like it's funny. It's really funny to sit and make fun of because it's so bad.
Yeah.
But a lot of that shit's not even the actor's fault. It's not something that the characters do themselves. It's just some of the dialogue is.
You've got the wig.
Can we talk? Can we talk about the black gift moment?
Yeah,
with the buddy cop. Yeah, the main character's buddy cop, the black gentleman. They go over to his house to get some information from him at some point, and the henchman put a knife to his pecker. Yeah. And so you better tell us what we need to know, or we're gonna cut off your black gift.
Or your gift. Yeah, this gift of yours is gonna
this
go.
Black gift.
No.
Yeah, no. And he slightly stands up in the scene. You can see he's wearing boxers.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
And then on Deadly Prey, I think the most egregious thing is obviously them just shooting his wife after all that trouble, and then of course there's the copied kills.
And then beating the guy to death with his own arm.
Yeah, that was a good. That's a gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah,
that's the best WTF moment that you could possibly think of. So, what do you guys think? Who wins out? I feel like Samurai Cop has to be the most, just because it's so outrageous.
Yeah,
Deadly Prey. I was pretty pissed about that, but it was, and Hands of Steel with the rockets also bothers me. but front to back, Samurai Cop is just full of it. It's full of stuff.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you've got
it is that is kind of why it's the quintessential. It's not even a B movie. It's like it's just I don't know. It's just a quintessential movie for people who want to just make fun of cinema.
Yeah,
like if you just want to have a good time, whether you're drinking, you're high, or not, and you just love stupid shit, you sit down, eat a pizza or something, and just laugh your ass off.
Which we did.
We did.
The scene that I love from that movie, the biggest WTF moment for me, but aside from the wig and everything else, is Captain Romer.
Yes.
He's like, I feel like I got a giant club up my ass.
Yes.
And,
and it hurts.
The scene that precedes that, where he's leaned back in his chair with his eyes closed, and Washington kisses him on it.
Yeah. You motherfucker! And just points for like 3 minutes. Unedited. And they finally sit down, and he sits back in his chair and just laughs. Like they yelled cut 3 minutes ago. And he's just now he's like, hey, he's relaxing, he's laughing. So it's not the character that's laughing, it's the actor that's
I can't believe the people off the side of the screen weren't laughing at that. I guess I was rolling.
Well, I'm sure they probably were. But they muted all that shit.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'd say they cut a lot of the audio out there.
Yeah, Samurai Cop.
I have to go Samurai Cop.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So what's our totals? What do we have?
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goes to Hands of Steel as our clear winner. Story, setting, acting, score, and love interest. Deadly Prey gets 2. Action and kills and antagonists. And then Samurai Cop gets protagonist and WTF factor. So you got 2, 2, and 5. So, yeah.
So, yeah, it sounds like Hands of Steel, it deserves all that praise that we give it for being just a terribly, terribly good movie.
Yeah, terribly. Yeah, if you like Terminator ripoffs, this is the best one, hands down, out of all of the shitty ones.
Yeah.
And you can find most of these, if not on Tubi, you'll find them on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So pretty easy. And you'll find, if you're on YouTube, you'll find a lot of scenes and reviews of things like Samurai Cop where you have a good time with it. You can just have just as much as good a time watching those as you can with the actual movie. So there's our clear winner. Anything else you guys want to say before we wrap it up?
Did you have any more points to make?
No, not really. We've covered basically everything.
Okay, good.
Yeah, if you're into the Arnold movies, the Stallone movies of the 80s, give Hands of Steel a shot. It's not a terrible movie. It suffered from probably low budget, and
that's a lot of it. It's low budget,
and it was Italian made, so I don't know how big of a release it got over here.
Right. Yeah. And that could be a lot of your issues too. Some places just make movies differently, and there's things that don't gel well in other markets. So but that's I 100% agree. At least they had something grounded somewhat there. They had
it's got elements of Terminator, RoboCop, Blade Runner. It's all there.
Roadhouse.
It's just a little bit disjointed. The vision wasn't super clear, so it's disjointed. But it is, if you want a fun movie.
100%. Yeah.
It's a fun movie.
Yeah. 100%. All right. Well, that's going to do it. What do we want to do for verses next time?
We haven't even talked about. I think actually our next verses will be our 50th verses we've ever done.
Really?
And I'm going to put out a poll.
Okay.
And
we'll put out a poll.
We'll discuss what to put on that.
Sweet. Okay. Well, we'll wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe. If you've seen these movies, let us know in the comments what you think and what you think should have won. Until next time,
we're out of here.